Alright, I think it's time I actually clean up the second diff that I got. Now this is a better ratio than what I have. It's a 345. What I have in my ute is a 3.2. I am almost tempted to just put this in and rock around this for a little bit, but for now I need to clean the absolute living shit out of it because it is grimy. So I'm going to move that to the back and I'm going to get that all nice and cleaned up. So let's do it. Alright, so move the diff here for now. Going to start cleaning it up. This will take some time, so instead I'm going to try to do this again. Nice. So I got all the big shit off. I'm going to chuck this in the back of the ute. So I'm going to chuck it in the back of the ute and then I'm going to go to the servo, just use the high pressure washer, get all the other finer crap off. I'm going to load that up now, probably end up doing it tonight. And then after that I can open it up and see what I'm working with. See if I'm gonna actually use this one for now, take out my old diff, get that one built, or just get everything done in one diff, slap it all, call it a one and done. So we'll see how we go. So right now, let's open her up and have a look what's going on. Okay, so at first glance, it's a little bit flaky. Let's see how everything moves. It does feel a bit loose, but looking in the spider gears, looking at the ring, doesn't look actually too bad. So let's take this center out, take these caps off, and we'll give it a bit more of a squeeze. Alright, we're going to try a bit of Wogonomics and see if we can get this out. In true Wogonomic fashion, I think we're gonna try use a lemon tree. We got it. Obviously, I would not recommend doing this if this is your only diff. This is just because it's got stuck in there, and I could not be fucked getting it out the right way. This is just because it's had a shitty diff, unknown condition, and I only really need the gears, so don't do this if this is your only diff. Alright, so we got the car jacked up, and now we're going to drain the oil. Okay, so I just found out something interesting, and it is actually thrown a spanner in the works. This whole time, I was under the impression, because I had an auto, and I never had any stickers on the diff, that I was running a 3.2, a 3.2, 3.2 diff ratio. Now, opening this up, I actually have a 3.45, which is what I have in my spare diff. I was always under the impression that my diff ratio was very low. That's why this thing had like no balls, struggled to do like anything. So I feel like maybe I've got another issue that I need to look into. But for now that I've actually figured this out, I'm actually going to slap this back in, fill it up with oil. So I need to go buy some oil now. Basically, I always felt like this thing lacked in power. So I feel like this might be a good time to show what I've been stockpiling for this ute. Alright, so as you guys might have known, I got something a while ago. If you remember, if you've ever watched my other videos, I got this. And if this isn't a big indication of what I'm gonna do, let me help you. Let's use a bit of YouTube magic for a surprise. You guessed it. I got a turbo. So I got a Pulsar turbo, and basically we're gonna start a turbo build on Let's Do It. I've been stockpiling these for a little bit. It was only a couple days ago I saw an exhaust pop up. I ended up also getting a 4-inch exhaust. It's the size of my fist. Now the exhaust is nothing flash. It's a custom exhaust, so look, well done that Flash. It's not just a mass-produced one. It's for an FG as well, so everything should fit. If not, we're gonna make it fit. So right now, and let's take off the exhaust manifold so we can actually mock this up and see how everything fits and sits. So looking at all that, actually looks like I'm due for a head gasket as well, which I wouldn't be opposed to doing, because going for a turbo build, I actually wouldn't mind getting a spacer just so I can decomp this motor a tiny bit, because obviously NA motors have a high compression, turbo motors have a lower compression, obviously to hold boost more. So something I'm not opposed to and might actually be doing. Okay, so currently just got everything mocked up. None of these bolts, I can't use any of these, they're too long, and I don't have anything to actually go into these threads. So I need to order a stud kit, so hopefully that can come soon. I'm going to make a quick list of everything I actually need. I need a T-piece for down here for the oil line to come around so I can have the oil feed in here. Yeah, so basically I just need to make up a list of things that I need so I can order them, and then hopefully when everything comes in we can dive straight into it. Made up a little list, basically just very rough mock-up of the turbo, just to see how things are. While I was doing that, I also remembered to put the diff hat back on, so RTV'd that. Now just waiting for that to cure, and then I can put some more oil in it. So for now, while we wait for everything to come in. Okay, so there's one thing that I wanted to do for a little bit, and I wanted to take this shifter off. I was never really a big fan of it. It's just like, it just kind of looks pretty shit right now. I want to get something different, but for now I'm taking it off. They did actually goop the fuck out of it in here. And while I wait to get something, I'm going to do something one of my mates did ages ago. And I'm just going to put a golf ball on it. So, right now, there's nothing on here. And I'm just going to put a golf ball as a shifter. So let's grab a drill bit and drill this out and then twist this on, because right now I want to get a different one of these, but as a temporary thing, we're doing a quick budget shifter. So let's see how it turns out. Alright, so that's now on. It actually doesn't feel too bad. I kind of like the feeling of that, of just the ball. But I still need to fix this. This is one thing that I do need to fix. I need to get some fabric and make something up for the auto shroud, because I would have preferred using the manual one, but because of the hydro and having to actually cut these little checkouts, I didn't want to do that to the manual shroud. But I actually don't mind the golf ball. I feel like that might be one of them temporary permanent fixes, but it's a lot better than this thing. I don't know where they got this from. It's just like, I don't really like the top or anything like that. And it even used an adapter. So I wasn't really too big of a fan, but I'm liking the golf ball, to be honest. Alright, so I've kind of stitched myself up here because I'm gonna go get that diff rebuilt, and you wouldn't believe it, but I actually need my ute to go drop that diff off to go get it built. So I've made a list of everything I need for the turbo build. So I still need a little bit of stuff. I've got the big stuff, but now I just need to buy a bit of the smaller stuff. So I'm going to stockpile them for a little bit. So once I've got everything, I'm going to jump straight into it and it should be all good. So right now, I've actually put my stock exhaust back on. I need to put everything back in so that I can actually use my ute and get everything I actually need for it with this, especially with the diff and everything. I'm going to do what I originally said. I'm going to put 3 7s in it, which will help it, and especially later on when we turbo it, I feel like it will also give it a bit more pep and it'll just be a lot more fun. I still don't know why I feel like this thing lacks power. The only thing I can bring it down to, because I've had setups like this before, and the only thing that I've changed is the clutch. So I don't know if having a lighter clutch has affected it in a way, because all my other clutches have just been standard heavy duty clutches, where this is a twin plate, but it's a lot lighter. It's basically like, it's ridiculously lighter. And I don't know if that has changed the way how everything feels. Basically, we're just figuring out as we go. I can't really find too much info on like a lot of this shit. So right now, we're just gonna slap everything back in, get the car back on the floor, so then we can actually start using it, take the diff, get the diff built, and start picking up a bit more pieces for this ute. So turbo build is still coming. I just need to buy a bunch of the small shit, but hopefully in the meantime, the diff can get built instantly, and even hopefully we can do a track day maybe before we fully tear this apart to then actually start the turbo build. Okay, so we got this on the floor. Got all the exhaust on. We filled up the diff. Now it's just back on the floor. So I'm still very happy how this shifter came out, to be honest. So I might actually just keep that as is. But now it's just finally on the floor. So now I can actually use it. So if you save this file, thank you for watching. If you've got any knowledge on why you might think that this thing is lacking power, drop it down in the comments. I'm actually curious because I'm trying to figure it out myself. But again, if you save this file, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more content. Hopefully we can get I'm hoping that we can get the diff built quickly, even hit an event real quick before we actually fully dive into the whole turbo build. So thank you for watching. and stay tuned for the next one.